This program is provided in part by Marquez Brothers El Mexicano brand. Bimbo.
Those faded red to black kids.
And Clovis Junior Soccer League.
Dude.
Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Marquez Brothers El Mexicano. Soccer fans, join me in introducing the starting lineup for the team, Burlingame Dragons. Wearing number 1 in goal, Timoteo Bailao. Number 3 in defender, Renan Castro.
Support for this program is provided in part by
Number 16 in defender, Jorge Herrera. Number 18 in defender, Tristan Blackman. Number 6 in the midfield, Glenn Gomez.
Opening week here of the PDL season, and tonight it brings us to Fresno, California for the opening night of the Fresno Fuego 15th season. And tonight the Burlingame Dragons come into town, a bitter rivalry. This one has gotten to be pretty good. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Jason Phillips, alongside my partner, Jeremy Schultz, who's brand new in the broadcast booth this year. Glad to have you aboard, Jeremy. How are we doing tonight?
Very good, Jason. Thanks for bringing me in. It's going to be an exciting night of soccer. We got some beautiful weather. It's nothing quite like opening night, kicking off a new season, and when you play your arch rival that's gotten a little bit better of you the last few seasons, it's going to be an exciting evening.
And Burlingame has definitely gotten the better of the Fuego. They lead this series all-time 5-1-1. And you welcome us into the broadcast booth here as the team set to do their announcements and introductions. So the Dragons last year, they beat the Fuego in the playoffs. They ended our season. They went on to go to the Western Conference semis for the second year in a row. Outstanding success, just their third year in. But a new coach this year, coming off that 8-6-2 season. A lot of questions abound for this Burlingame Dragons team. And now a lot of youth, a lot of big names are gone. Josh Smith, Jamel Cox, Khalid Armdani, still on the roster but not playing tonight. The Fuego may have a chance tonight, Jeremy, but for this Burlingame Dragons team, what can we expect out of them tonight?
Yeah, you kind of hit it on the head. They're a young group. They have about, I think, 7 or 8 players that come through their academy system, which obviously the San Jose Earthquakes are the affiliate to the Burlingame Dragons, and so there's a bit of a systematic curriculum there that they follow. And you have Joe Cannon, who's a Hall of Fame goalkeeper from San Jose Earthquake that's now their head coach, and so that system has really fallen into place for them. So you mentioned some of the names that moved on. You have Josh Smith, who's playing for the New England Revolution. Nick Lima was a player that played for them last year that's now with the San Jose Earthquakes. And, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they bring to the table. We know they're going to be good.
And here is the starting lineup for the Burlingame Dragons. You see Timoteo Arellano manning the goal. And you'll see Gabe Silvera might be the one familiar name. That's about one of the few players left on the Burlingame roster for this season. Take a break for the national anthem. We'll be right back.
At the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare of the bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
All right, the national anthem helping break up our segments between Burlingame and the Fuego. Jeremy, now let's get to the Fuego. 10-3-1 last year, Central Pacific Division champs. A fantastic year. One of the leaders for the MVP voting. Christian Cheney's gone with a couple other names. That's going to be huge, Jeremy. One of the biggest questions now is what we will do up front. But the rest of the team looks pretty solid.
Yeah, you know, we have a core of veterans that are back in the midfield for us. We added a player in Etiandro Tavares who has USL experience. We expect to see some dynamic movement out of him and hopefully get some goals this year. So, you know, we have a lot of confidence in this group. We think we have a good balance of experience and some young players coming in. Elijah Martin is another one that's played a couple years professionally. He grew up in the LA Galaxy programs, actually from Fresno, so we're excited to see him come in. And Sergi Noose, man, somebody that went over to University of Virginia, had a heck of a year out there, and he's back to kind of man that back line for us.
You see the roster there, Augie Ray at the net, Trevor Spurgeon, Bruno Bramati in the back. We love them. Milton Blanco, he's a stud. Tony Torres and Etiando Tavares up front. And in the bench there, Riley McGovern, a couple new names, Diego Casillas, Carlos Valdovinas, and Zemo Morales. I said that wrong already, didn't I? Gmo.
Yeah,
Man, how many times can I get that wrong this year? Gmo Morales, coming from the Clemson, which is a top Division I program, so interested to see if we'll see him at any point this year. But Augie Ray does such a great job, 7 clean sheets last year. I really have all the confidence in the world in the back end for the Fuego and the midfield with Campos and Blanco out there. And one of the big questions, we talked about this in our pregame, Jeremy, was what role is Milton Blanco going to play this year? Last year, he kind of took a reserve role to Cheney, let Cheney go off, led the team in assists. But what does he do this year?
I think all play runs through Milton. You know, Milton was a MVP of this league back in 2012 and has been a staple in our midfield for the last couple years. He wears the captain's band. He brings a ton of experience, and all the game, you know, all the flow will run through him. You see him kind of find those perfect passes that thread the needle and put guys in good spots, and I think you'll see some exciting stuff out of him tonight. 18
returners for the Fuego, 13 newcomers. As you see the teams taking the field, Burlingame in their road white unis, and Fresno Fuego in their brand new red and black kits that we were talking about, and boy, do they look good. Perfect weather tonight, ready to kick this one off. We had the biggest fire squad march that we've seen yet. Man, they were big coming through the concourse.
600 to 700 people in that march there. That was impressive.
At least a couple thousand here on hand for this one. Thank you for joining in here on YouTube. Production of CMAC. Opening week of the PDL. And we got the U.S. Open Cup in 4 days, so the Fuego would like to get some good momentum, as would Burlingame. They are also in the U.S. Open Cup starting in 4 days. Fresno Fuego, they will be hosting La
Máquina.
The machine. Say that, right?
That is a group that kind of spins off of Cruz Azul out of Mexico.
All right. So they will be playing here Wednesday night. But first, Burlingame.
This will be interesting to see how the teams start. You know, first game of the season, trying to find a little bit of chemistry. Nobody's really got into a competitive match yet. Everybody's been in preseason mode, and now all the nerves are there, and we'll see how the adrenaline takes them through. You know, the key is try not to make any major mistakes in the first 15 minutes. Keep the ball, get guys involved in the game, and try to find that rhythm.
A lot of teams with a lot of returning players, as is typical of amateur clubs that have so much turnover from year to year. So chemistry big at this point of the year. Who can gel the quickest? And the 2017 season is underway for both these squads. And Burlingame looking to make some noise early. Justin Ray's got no problem with it.
Yeah, Augie returns as a first-team All-League last year, so he has experience. He obviously faced Burlingame quite a few times last year, and so we'll see how he gets started.
0.54 goals against average. How about that? About as solid as you can get in the net.
Yeah, he's originally from New Mexico. Has been playing out in University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. So just got in May 3rd, actually.
Some big news to talk about as well tonight. I'm sure everyone's wondering about the professional soccer team that Fresno will be getting this year. Quick shot on goal by Burlingame. That one wide and a bit ambitious for the Dragons. So it came up that the USL is expanding. Fresno won the bid. And a lot of us are wondering, Jeremy, and you can answer this better than most anybody, is what does that mean for the Fuego? Is that good news?
I think it's fabulous news. You know, I mean, obviously there's somebody in Ray Beshoff who's looking from the outside, has been kind of watching this market, and came in with an investment group that's going to bring USL soccer to our city. And it's fabulous when you look at, you know, the Fresno Fuego and the landscape of what we've done at the PDL level. And
Sergey Noose with some fantastic defense against Brennan Castro there.
And to know that somebody's coming in to bring professional soccer, you know, it's different levels, it's different layers, and so we really think it's going to complement this community, and the community deserves it. Look at this fire squad that's here tonight, and you know, they deserve professional soccer, and I think that they can embrace both the PDL level and the USL level.
I mean, you said it yourself. The fire squad march today, that was MLS type of stuff.
It really was. I mean, there had to have been upwards of 700 people in that march, which was just fabulous. It's great to see our community get behind the Fresno Fuego and you know, really bring a culture and an atmosphere to this stadium.
This is a really big soccer heavy area. It's a great market for it, and bringing another level of soccer could only be good in terms of maybe getting a soccer specific stadium for both teams can use, and that would only benefit the Fuego and benefit the fans viewing and whatnot.
Absolutely. But I mean, that's something that obviously the new group is going to be looking at, and what they can do, and it's going to benefit soccer not just at these levels but also at the grassroots level.
As Burlingame playing some offense down the right side, Fresno will take over. Solid start defensively for the Fuego.
See some of the early jitters, passes that kind of go errant. So they're looking for that rhythm. They need a little bit of chemistry, and this first 10 minutes is where hopefully they'll find that.
Good looking start here. Fuego's got something going. Shot on goal, and that one is in! What a job, Fuego! Dale! Fuego! La, 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 la. That was a thing of beauty out of nowhere, Jeremy.
Chiva picked his head up, bent the ball into the far post. It's a great goal, first class. What a great way for Fuego to start the 2017 season. And look at Fire Squad, just completely amped and ready to go.
I believe that was Jose Cuevas, number 12.
Number 12, Jose Cuevas.
One of those newcomers. Boy, what a way to make a statement, huh?
Call him Chiva. He played with us actually for many years. He played with us for 4 years, about from 2008 through to 2010, and then he went on to the USL level, and he's back out of Farmersville, California.
All right, go Farmersville. And what no better way for the Fire Squad to like you than to come up with an early goal 4 minutes in. My goodness, what a start for the Fuego. They needed that against this Burlingame team that just owns them.
That is the start that the Fresno Fuego needed. Some of the most dangerous moments, though, come right after a goal, so let's see how they respond here.
Fuego over to throw in. It'll be Brumati.
Trevor Spurgeon and Sergey Noose in the back played quite a bit of minutes last year together, so hopefully they find a good organization working together right from the start this year.
The ball was going to come from. Out on the wing, Tony Torres sends it inside. Fighting for it was Jose Cuevas, but it'll be a throw in for the Fuego.
Torres is quick, likes to get one-on-one, take guys on, and get to the end line and cut them back. He can be very dangerous. He's out of Selma, California. We've got a lot of local guys out there on the field.
Speaking of local guys, 16 players with roots in the San Joaquin Valley on this roster, 13 with roots outside of the U.S.
Yeah, you know, the Fuego's always worked very hard to keep this as a platform for our local players, and we've been able to find some success there. We've had over 50 guys sign professional contracts and move on, but we've always wanted to create an opportunity for our local talent. And we've been blessed with a lot of that talent, and you know, it allowed us to win quite a few games.
Cuevas looking for Brumati. But that one will sail out of bounds. Burlingame will take over. A lot of early pressure here by the Fuego. Whistle by the referee. We got offsides.
Sergey Noose was listed as a top defender in the league.
In the top 10, I believe, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So that was a good accomplishment for him individually. You know, obviously the guys know that everybody has a role and responsibility within the framework of the team, and the team's success will drive that individual recognition. And so it was good to see him get some individual recognition right from the start this year.
Well, that says a lot about the entire back line and defense as a whole. I mean, it is a collective group effort. Fuego have a 31-player pool that they're picking from, and that actually could be even extended to a little bit more. Is that correct?
Yeah, so you can have 26 active players on your roster, 8 of which can be over the age of 23. You can have 10 foreign-based players and only 18 on your game day roster. So lots of different dynamics the coaching staff has to figure out in order to create the game day roster.
And there's so many combinations you can make a game day roster out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to have a good balance of experience and some youthfulness, and obviously you have some foreign-based players that bring a little bit something extra to the table, and so it's really finding that chemistry. You know, that's where the beginning of the year really kind of tests what or gauges what direction you're going to go. Great touch by Blanco.
Cuevas over to the middle. Cuevas now working, goes to the box, but no one's home. I believe he was looking for Eddie. There's Milton. We haven't said his name yet. Looking for Cuevas, who's in the box, working against 3 Dragon defenders. Tavares, right foot, off the post, but Cuevas!
Cuevas with a brace already.
No offsides, Dale Fuego! La 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 la, he's done it again, Jeremy.
The brace within 10 minutes, what a way for him to start. You know, he's coming back home from playing in the USL, comes back to his home club, and what a way to start. This is what this stadium wants. They want to see goals from the Fuego, and for us to get 2 in the net within 10 minutes is a great accomplishment.
Man, what a start, and boy, what a disastrous first 10 minutes for Timoteo Ariano, the new Dragon goalkeeper. He's got the fire squad on his back, and they're not making him feel any better, I can tell you that.
No, they'll be letting them know what the score is.
It's only getting worse. 2-0 lead for Fresno here in the first 10 minutes. Jose Cuevas making an impact early, making people forget about Christian Cheney, which is not easy to do. And who is in the house tonight?
Christian Cheney is here tonight. He's not traveling with Sacramento, and so he's here. He came down to cheer on his boys. You know, this is his local club, and so he wanted to make the drive down and see the guys. You know, on that goal, Cuevas played a nice little ball to Eti, who tried to chip it, and it hit the crossbar.
And really good touch by Tavares on that. It just happened to hit the crossbar, and Cuevas was right there to bring it home. Back line for Burlingame, still working things out.
Coach Brian Zwaszka has really been working with the boys a lot in front of the net, and so you can kind of see that relentless pressure that they're going to put on.
This is Gabe Silvera with the shot. Augustin Ray stops it. Silvera, though, trying to get it back. Ray, another save. And that will be a corner for the Dragons.
Do not count these Burlingame Dragons out. They have a way to inch back into a game.
Absolutely. I hope Fresno's not taking him too lightly, even though a 2-0 start can have you doing that. But these, yeah, you're right, Jeremy. These Dragons, they know what they're doing. Blanco clears it. Tavares. And played all the way back. Fire squad getting loud at Ariano.
Nice flick by the striker there.
Dragons working on something here, going against back line, but Sergei Noose is a pest back there. Stolen by Tony Torres. Fans want to whistle, no call. Nice
that
pass.
Was a collision in the midfield. Renato Bustamante took a hard tackle there, right at midfield.
Renato Bustamante, who had a pretty solid preseason. And he's up and looks to be okay. You're right, that was a tough collision.
And the Burlingame defender got a yellow card, number 5. That's Nick Carrara. Got a yellow card for that tackle there on Renato.
Nick Carrera, Dragons is in the book.
Pass intended for Torres. That was broken up.
We were fearful of a little bit of rain this evening. If you remember back on the 2016 home opener, we had a torrential downpour. And when we saw the rain in the forecast, we couldn't believe it again. But the weather has really held up. It's a beautiful evening here in downtown Fresno.
I think we're going to miss the rain, so that's good to see. You're right, I do remember that. Burlingame's got to be happy. They've came here a couple times during 100-degree weather.
Yeah, this is probably more Bay Area friendly weather than what our boys are used to.
Talking about the preseason for the Fuego, I think one loss to Santa Clara, so 3-1 preseason.
Yeah, we did lose to Santa Clara. They were a good team. We went down, played Cal Poly at their stadium, and got a late result, 1-2-1. Played a couple junior college teams here in the area and got a couple results. So, you know, it's interesting because the PDL, a lot of the players don't come in until so late. We had 3 of the guys come in just May 3rd of this week. So, you know, they get 2 or 3 days with the group, and then you put them on the field and you play.
Fuego player down, but is back up.
It's like Campos there. Took a shot. Oh, he's going back down.
Campos back up.
Fuego's looking to find that rhythm. They look like they're
bit of a forearm from Blanco, but no call. And now looking
it's Elijah Martin
for Elijah
right
Martin.
Back.
Defended by Brennan Castro. And now Blanco will take it over. And they're going to get a whistle on Burlingame. It didn't look like it was too much from up here. But a bit of an Academy Award job, I think, by Sergei Noose will get him a free kick. See if we can see it here. Oh, I don't think there was too much there on that
Looks like
replay.
he's moving all right. Buying himself a few minutes, catches air.
That was
the guys regroup.
Fosa Odesi whistled for the infraction. And Campos, boy, just faked out one of the Burlingame forwards.
You see the artificial sport turf there, that crescent shape in behind shortstop and second base. A lot of times the boys try to avoid playing through there. It's just a little different surface, and
Yeah, that's what you.
sometimes hard to adjust to.
That's what you have to worry about playing on a baseball field.
Yeah, you know, it's been a good home for us. You know, we've been here since 2007, and we do the best we can to frame the field and make it a soccer environment, and the fans certainly come out, support the team, and that's what it's all about. It's about the community and putting these boys on a platform to perform.
Now there's talk of maybe the new USL team playing at Fresno State. I know that's an option, or here.
I think that investor group is negotiating, you know, with different possibilities and seeing what is best for moving forward into pro soccer here in Fresno.
Tony Torres whistled for the foul there. Now we still don't know the name of the team yet. That's still to be determined. I see this hashtag going around. Don't call it the Fresno Flood. So
I'm sure that stems from Fire Squad.
Yep. Here we go, some action in the net, and a header to Augustin Ray has it. That was more on the easier side for
simple save there for Augie. I think the defender there was trying to head it back across the face of the goal and hope that somebody would get on the end of it.
Yeah, that one broken up by Tristan Blackman, but here we go. Ramadi working. Left foot inside the box, headed by Torres, but we're going to get an offsides call.
I think it went over the end line there. He called a goal kick.
Goal kick is right. Good call, Jeremy. Handball by Milton Blanco.
You know, this is the national game of the week for the PDL
Yes,
this
it
week.
is.
So got the Fuego Burlingame on a national stage this evening, which is great. So welcome everybody from all across the country who's watching.
Well, the PDL knows a good rivalry when they see one.
Yeah, this is definitely a rivalry that's been brewing over the course of the last few years.
I mean, this started in the Southwest Division, Burlingame's first year.
Yep.
And then the conference realignment happened.
And now we're back in the Southwest.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, it's all California teams in the Southwest now again. So
PDL just likes change.
you know they've done a great job with all their marketing.
Oh,
That's a good
and
one.
Eddie Tavares steals it right, shot on goal, but right to Tristan Ariano. He didn't have to move far for that one.
Tried to catch him off guard and sneak it in the near post there.
Burlingame caught napping a little bit. Spurgeon going to clear it for Ray. Boy, did the Fire Squad get loud right there.
We're passionate about soccer. We encourage teamwork.
20 minutes in.
Thank you for your presence in supporting the Fresno Fuego team.
And Fresno, it's been a good 20 minutes.
Fans are probably getting a little antsy. They went 10 minutes without a goal.
Rumati, a lot of space. Working. He's got Cuevas to his right. No whistle. Ball cleared out. And ball given to the Dragons. So far, for Burlingame, Gabe Silvera has looked the strongest. Most of the action came from his movement with the ball, running the offense.
Substitution for the Dragons coming on the pitch, number 13.
And we've got our first substitution of the night.
Number 5.
Burlingame will bring on Ben Simon.
Nick Carrera.
And Nick Carrera, with his yellow card, will take a seat. Long pass looking for Campos. Oh, back heel kick. Look at that. Nifty work from the Fuego. But Burlingame able to snuff it out.
3 consecutive cheeky little passes there by the Fuego.
Included a back heel kick. Little side tap. Eddie Tavares now left foot. But Ariano is just tall enough at 6 feet to get that one.
Eddie pulled the trigger quickly there, tried to catch him off guard. That was a good shot. Ariano made a good save.
I like what I see out of Tavares, though, with the ball. He's quick. Flashy for sure.
It's going to be a fun player to watch for the Fuego fans this year. He can certainly get behind a back line with his pace.
Ryan Onizuna lost it. Blanco with a nice ball. Tavares. But the Dragon defense comes in to clean it up. This is Castro. Got a player to his left. That is Silvera. Working against Elijah Martin. Left foot. Not enough on that one.
Pretty good sequence, though, by Burlingame. They went from right to left, got to the end line, gave a good service, and unfortunately the final touch wasn't there for them. But you can see that they can play and break down a defense if Fresno Fuego doesn't tighten up.
And it's all about attempts, trying to put some good attempts and shots on goal. See if they can get another good sequence out of it.
Good read by Elijah Martin there. Saw the pass coming, stepped, cut it off.
And we got some action. There we go. Cameraman's got it. And apologize for the, there we go, now we're back to live action. It's opening night for us too as well, folks. Boy, the pace of play for both teams is quick. Throw-ins and free kicks.
Fuego's showing some flair. There's a little bit of miscommunication here and there, but you expect that opening night.
For all soccer players from professional athletes to weekend warriors, Physio and Physical Therapy is here to help you. Get well and stay
Tavares.
well. Visit us at physiomotion.com.
But broken up. Jorge Herrera with a good job on defense.
Fuego's got the Wednesday night U.S. Open Cup game. Kicks off at 7 o'clock here at Chukchansi Park against La Maquina, team out of Southern California. Then they turn around and they play Burlingame at Burlingame on Sunday.
All right, 8 days from now.
Yep, and if they win Wednesday night, they're playing another Open Cup match on the 17th of May. So they could potentially have 4 games in 11 days.
Little breakaway here. Cuevas. Excuse me, that was Cuevas on the shot. Milton Blanco got it in. The captain, Dale Fuego! La, 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 la. Well, if they're playing like this, they're going to want to play all these games in a 2-week span. Milton Blanco, the right foot. Man, everything's working for the Fuego.
Again, I see this at the training ground. Coach Brian Zwash has been working with them in front of the box, to be relentless, to follow shots on goal and to find those scrappy goals. Milton Blanco just follows it up. Chiva had a chance for the hat trick there. Hits off the defender right at Milton, and he just slots it home. 3-0, good start. for Fresno Fuego in the 2017 season.
And you hit it right on the head. Boy, the effort in following your goal, staying with the shot. And it's led now to 3-0 lead for Fresno in the 27th minute. And boy, Joe Cannon, what a brutal start to his tenure here for the Dragons.
I'm sure his mind is spinning right now with what changes he needs to, what adjustments he needs to make on the fly here to get this game under control for him.
You know, it's amazing, and it had me thinking that with the success Burlingame's had, to have 3 coaches in 3 years.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a tough position, and you know, ultimately, they're trying to pass a curriculum down.
Great give and go. Brendan Castro trying to run it, and saved by Augustin Ray. He'll clear it at least for the moment.
Augie comes off his line there with good timing and wins the tackle. Gets the Fuego out of danger.
And you see Burlingame back at it with a quickness.
Yeah, they had in 2015 Dana Taylor, who also coaches up at Cal State Stanislaus. Then 2016 they had Eric Bucheri, who's now Ian Russell's assistant up at Reno, the USL team up in Reno. And so, you know, they've had great coaches there, absolutely great coaches. I know Joe Cannon's going to do a great job with the program as well. And, you know, just needs maybe a little bit of time to get his group together and get some chemistry. And, you know, you saw that they had quite a few of the San Jose Earthquakes Academy kids in the mix. So, you know, it is a pipeline for their first team. So,
you know, it's a pipeline for players as much as it is coaching staff.
Yep.
So one of those things where winning teams get poached more than losing teams. So
that is correct.
You run into that problem. But Burlingame now trying to see if they can get some sort of answer back, at least get themselves on the board. Something positive to go into the half with.
A little slip there.
And Augie will clear it.
You can see the tenacity, though, from the Fuego boys. Every time they lose the ball, they're just putting pressure on Burlingame and trying to win it back immediately.
And a shot on goal there that got lost. Sorry, folks. Burlingame tried to cross it and it went out of bounds.
I will say the coaching staff of the Fuego has a lot of confidence in this roster that they put together.
And a header that goes right to Eddie Tavares. You see the speed, but Castro catches him from behind. No whistle from the ref. He says play on.
Fortunate Burlingame didn't get punished there. It was the easy giveaway, and Etty was off to the races.
I think the ref had a little bit of sympathy for the Burlingame Dragons on that one. But here comes a quick turnaround. Counter attack for the Dragons. Right foot cross header. This one straight up into the air. And a shot blocked by Brumati. Right place, right time, and boy, that could have been dangerous. Not what Silvera wanted, I think, on that one. Now Blanco. They say Dragon Ball. Thirty-first minute. As you see the hashtag up there by the scoreboard for City and Club. That's the Fuego motto.
It is. These boys, they put that badge over their heart and they're playing for this community.
And that's one of the reasons why Milton Blanco decided not to go elsewhere, right?
You know, we've had great success with guys that have moved on to the pros and they really want to come back and put the Fuego jersey on and finish their career here with us and mentor our young players. And I think it's just it's something that we've tried to establish as a club that it's a family, you know, and when they kind of finish up their pro careers, they want to come here and help the club.
Touches just a little bit off for the Dragons here on opening night. This one will be a Fuego kick. And it was reported, at least in the newspaper, from Milton Blanco that he wanted to come back and mentor the youth. I mean, you don't see that often, that, you know, you don't move your own career, go play professionally in a higher level, but you want to stay and help out the young kids. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we actually have 2 or 3 guys that were getting offered contracts. Eti was another one that, you know, was in talks with people with contracts, and Chiva has been in talks with contracts. Milton gets offers, but, you know, we try to establish a good program, a good place for them to play, and they love this community. They love the support. The fans that we have here are sometimes bigger than fans that you have at the next level, and I think that's part of why you have the USL looking at coming into the Fresno market.
You make a good point with that. Ball into the box. I mean, Fresno Fuego is reported as if they were in the USL, they'd have the 5th largest attendance. So you're right, playing here in Fresno is a more adrenaline rush. It's more of a, you know, it's a better atmosphere than maybe some places at the next level. So
yeah, absolutely, I think we're top 10 in a year or two's results, but the USL is certainly exploding across the landscape of our country. I think
what is it, 32 new clubs?
It's going to be 32, yeah, and it just continues to grow. I mean, it's amazing to see the growth of soccer in our country. I think we're in the midst of a generational shift, if you ask me. You know, all these kids that are growing up, the millennial fan base is just phenomenal, and it's just going to continue to grow.
Soccer is definitely growing in America. I can be a witness to that.
Tough tackle on Bruno Bramati there. Number 15, Ryan Onizwa? How do you say that last name?
Onizuna.
Onizuna.
At least that's what I was told.
Okay.
So if that's incorrect, I apologize.
Yellow card to number 15 on the Dragons.
Yellow card to number 15. Ryan Onizuna.
Sounds like you got it.
A little bit over 10 minutes left in the first half. Not much Zwaska can pick at for his Fuego team as far as adjustments goes and what he doesn't like. Not much to see that he doesn't like, I'm sure.
Yeah, at this point, I think they got to continue to be relentless. At the end of the day, like we talked about a few minutes ago, 4 games in 11 days. They need to be able to put this game to bed and rest some legs and do some different things. Get guys on the pitch that you know, that maybe need a little bit more experience, and have them go at Burlingame.
Cross into the box.
Become a fan of PDL and Fresno Fuego on Facebook. Visit facebook.com/USLPDL for exclusive fleet news and interactive content. And facebook.com/Fresno Fuego for all your club news. For City and Club.
Gabe Silvera.
Well done by Elijah and Tony to double there.
You might expect Burlingame to push up the tempo or a sense of urgency in these final 10 minutes to get something in the half, but they've been playing with a up-tempo sense of urgency, it seems like, this entire half, although things haven't gone their way.
Yeah, they've found some success on the flanks where they find their wide players and get them isolated 1v1. They've been able to get to the end line and serve some balls in. You just haven't found anybody get on the end of them, or when they have, it hasn't been a real challenge to Augie. But you see glimpses of great soccer from him and the ability to create some things that could be very dangerous.
Well, Jamel Cox was one guy that just aggravated the Fuego last season.
Yeah, Khalid Aramdani is another one that I did notice that he was on the Burlingame roster and expected to see him tonight. He was a thorn in our side in the playoff game, scoring that game winner in overtime.
That was a game where the Fuego did have the lead.
Yeah, I know that one left a sour taste in the boys' mouth.
Yeah, they came out and stated that publicly, that they were waiting for this game.
Augie took a slip. Looks like he's banged up a little bit.
He's favoring his right leg, it looks like a little bit.
Let's see Chimo warm up a little sooner than expected if Augie's hurt. Shiva looking for a hat trick.
Shiva pass into the box, left foot. Tavares just mistimed his jump.
Burlingame wasting no time in the transition.
Right foot just a bit high.
Really got a hold of that, though. Had a good look at the goals, a good clean touch, and hit it well just over the bar.
Man, a Fosa Odiesi, I believe is how you pronounce it, but man, had a good clean look at it, and he put some power into it.
CJSL athletes, they're going to be in the halftime activities, section 130. Thank you.
We got two 12s on our roster, actually. That might have been Eli Padilla.
I think it was Eli.
I think it was.
That.
We apologize for that.
Looks like a broken field board there.
There we go, out there to clean it up. Padilla, not the best pass he could have put out there.
Burlingame's had a lot of the ball here the last few minutes.
Still unable to put a lot of pressure, though, on this Fuego back line and on Augie. Great pass by Blanco. Tavares one-on-one. Tavares right foot, but deflected. Played outstanding by Tristan Blackman.
Fuego fans, if you like this action, be sure to come back and join us for the Fresno Fuego 2017 First Round Open Cup matchup this Wednesday at Chukchansi
Now
Park
Sergey and
against
the Fuego
of Southern California.
really probably just happy and intent to sit on the ball here for a few minutes. Sergey looking for Torres.
Torres is so quick. He reacts so quickly and wins the ball back immediately.
I don't think players really realize how fast he is till they get out there. And he is quick.
Him and Elijah Martin both have a low center of gravity too, so when they're on the ball, it's just extremely difficult to knock them off. It's Elijah on the ball there.
Back heel flip. That was neat.
Typically, you have your coach on the edge of his seat. You play passes like that in your final to the back third.
Yep.
Defensive third.
Blanco right foot, Brumati. Left foot cross to Blanco, just out of his reach. And now the transition for Burlingame. That was crossed into the box, deflected out by the Fuego. It'll be a corner for the Dragons. See if they can sneak one in. Corner to be taken by Diego Lopez, it looks like. Lopez with a good ball. Boy, Burlingame got position. The ball just a bit high.
Fans going back and forth in the traditional Fresno from Fire Squad and Fuego from the rest of the fans.
Fourth minute we go. I'd imagine a minute or two of stoppage time. Tony Torres way out front.
Nice.
Now Chivas working on Blackman, and he'll draw a Fresno corner. Be the first one of the night for Fresno.
Stay up to date with what's happening throughout the league and PDL's top prospects at the new USLPDL.com. Download the PDL mobile app today to keep track of your favorite teams. Corner kick. Fuego.
Looking for Tavares and wide in the box, but this one cleared out.
That relentless pressure again. Transition, Renato Bustamante working hard to get back behind the ball and win it back for the Fuego.
And that's just hustle right there.
Stoppage time. 1 minute.
1 minute of stoppage time from the PA announcer. Oh, a bit of a shove by Tristan Blackman on that one. I don't think Fuego fans have any problem with that.
Doing a little reset there, getting it all the way back to the keeper.
See if you can't get a bounce or a deflection to go your way. Well, 3-0. I don't think you could have gone really much better than that.
And that's the half. What a way for Fresno Fuego to start the 2017 season. Ultimately, it's a 90-minute game, though, so the boys got to stay focused and come back out and ready to play.
Joe Cannon and the Dragons are going to go into the locker room and see what they can do differently in the next 45 minutes. 3-0 Fuego. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back here for the halftime report. You're watching PDL Soccer on YouTube.
Tour Fresno County, authentic America in the heart of California. Play Fresno, dollar, and taste what you've been missing.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death of teens and kids as young as 10 years old. If you see a kid in despair, don't be afraid to be involved. Call 1-800-273-TALK. There's always someone to listen.
We are one city. We are one club.
We are one family. We are a community. One community.
One city, one club, one family, one community.
CMAC empowers the members of the community to tell their story by offering them the opportunity to learn how to use video equipment, how to use the facilities we have to offer. CMAC is an organization that is devoted to allowing people to tell their stories. 99% of those organizations and individuals that have stories to tell have never been able to do it because they couldn't afford to. Now they can. CMAC empowers members of the community by offering them the opportunity to learn how to use all the wonderful equipment that we have available for them. And then once they've learned, using that equipment to create their own content.
The great thing about once someone has filmed and edited their video is that it is aired via Comcast and other channels, and this gives Arte Americas the opportunity to connect with outlying communities, people who may not have a chance to discover us any other way.
To see something that you've actually produced on a channel is fun for the first time, especially if you've spent a lot of time with it. And it does take time to learn the programs.
Because you hear it all the time as a producer, we can help get you out there. But this is the real deal. There is no gimmicks, there are no type of games that they play. You produce the content, you follow the guidelines, it will air to the community and be an inspiration to the community.
CMAC is here to provide that venue. And it provides that venue to every aspect of the community, every part of the community. No one else does it that way. No one else offers that. The importance of CMAC's members cannot be overstated. CMAC is its members. We've trained hundreds of people, and we've already seen hundreds of stories, and the results of those stories are being felt in numerous ways.
I got involved with CMAC because a friend of mine already belonged, and we volunteered to film a fashion show. And because there were good classes for CMAC, they ran us all through all the instruments and equipment that we were going to be using. I felt good about the experience, and I felt really confident, and actually it was really a lot of fun too.
And the training is simple. You know, when I did it, I think I took 7 classes, and at the end of 7 classes, I got a certificate, and I started recording things. Anytime I've had questions, the staff here has been great, and they've given me the opportunity to try different things with whatever content I'm producing.
When I got around other members, seeing that they had different visions than I had, but that we could all partner together, it was just like a giant gumbo or a giant buffet of different ideas, different creators, but all with one purpose: to create quality content.
You can't do it all. You can't be the man in front and behind the camera for every production. CMAC needs volunteers because it's a community-based organization, and the more volunteers you have, the higher quality of production you can achieve in your program.
People can contribute to CMAC by just participating and coming up with your own clever ideas and coming to the functions, coming to the events.
I feel great about being able to send volunteers and people who are just connected with Arte Americas over to CMAC so they can develop their own art form. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another organization providing this level of resources here to the Valley to anybody who is interested, motivated, and wants to sign up. It's incredible. We love having them across the street, and they really are adding to what the Central Valley is providing.
CMAC is an outlet for anyone who wants to get their message or their skills or their artwork or whatever it is out into the community. It's a professional atmosphere where you can get the help that you need to be able to produce your program, and as a result, Fresno gets so much more to see and find out about.
I mean, when I see the smiles when people come through on orientation, or when they're hanging out in class, or seeing their projects being on the big screen in the lobby or on TV, that's magic. I mean, it's one thing to hope to do something, but it's another thing to help people fulfill and be that servant in the community. And that's what CMAC is. CMAC serves to help fulfill people's dreams.
So we come back, we just do the replays like the highlights, and then we then we go out and come back for the second half.
So right after the highlights, we just go back to you and go back to the game.
All right, welcome back here at the half. Fuego lead 3-0. Jeremy, a fantastic first half and a great way to open the 2017 season. Chivas, Jose Cuevas, playing outstanding, led to 2 goals, looking for his hat trick, but Milton Blanco got the third one.
Yeah, it was
man, you had to like what you saw.
It was really a dream start for the Fuego. You know, it's a team that's gotten the best of us in Burlingame, and for us to score 2 goals in 10 minutes, I mean, Chiva, we call him, Jose Cuevas, just came out and was on fire to take the reins where Christian Cheney left off. Milton finishes off with a third goal, and just a great situation for the Fuego and all the fans.
Well, so we have some highlights for you to show, and let's roll to those here. There we go. So that's Eddie Tavares. Nice touch off the post. Chiva comes in with the header. Burlingame, not too many opportunities, too many pressures. This was one of them early on, but solid defense by the Fuego, and it just looks like Burlingame needs a little bit more time to get some chemistry in their attacks. Brumati. That one was whistled for going outside the line. Timoteo Ariano hearing it from the Fire Squad. A rough start to his Burlingame campaign. Tavares. He looks good. I like his flash. I like his touch.
That was Milton's goal there. Again, they're just being relentless in front of the goal and following shots up and getting the easy tap-ins. Yeah, Eti's going to be a dynamic player for the Fuego this year. And he's got pace. He's got skill. And he's got a knack for the goal. So I expect to see him. If he comes out in the second half, I bet he's going to be hungry to put one in the back of the net.
It'll be interesting to see what Joe Cannon and the Dragons do as far as adjustments. They found it really tough. They did hold the ball a little bit. They did get some possession. They did get a little bit of opportunity late in the first half. But
yeah, they did.
Overall,
they didn't play bad through the midfield, and they actually were a little bit dangerous when they found the flanks and got around in the width. And, you know, they played some good balls in, but they just couldn't get on the end of them. They weren't dangerous in that final moment in the final third. So we'll see what happens. You know, one of two things are going to happen. He's going to make some adjustments and maybe go to a 3-back system and push guys forward and see what he can do. Or he's just going to be safe and see if he can get some chemistry amongst his group.
Brian Zwaska, we'll see what he does, if he makes any substitutions at the half. A lot of newcomers sitting on the bench for the Fuego that we're all excited to see. The teams are almost out. We'll be back for the second half in just a few minutes. This is PDL Soccer on YouTube. All right, so teams making their way out. Still got to clear the field of all the youth soccer going on.
We have Clovis Junior Soccer League out here with us this evening. Their league's just they're one of our elite club partners. They have 6,500 kids in their program based out of Clovis. They span through Clovis and Fresno, and just a great program. They support the Fuego. They support the Freeze. the league itself actually sponsored this evening. They sponsor the Fuego over the course of the year and provide tickets for their players to come out and enjoy tonight's action. So they get to come out on the field, play at halftime. They were part of the human high five line in the tunnel before the game, and we just appreciate all they do in this community.
Now the Fresno Freeze put on a show right before this game, and they were playing, what is it, Clovis?
Yeah, it was a CUSD unified team, so a lot of people don't know exactly what that is. It's a team of special needs, Special Olympics athletes, as well as mixed with general population kids, and they're actually going to be representing the San Jose Earthquakes in the Classico. The LA Galaxy have a unified team as well. So on May 27th, they're going to be playing at Avaya Stadium after the MLS Galaxy and Quakes game. And then in August sometime, not sure exactly the date, they'll be down at StubHub to do a home and away series with that program.
All right. See Burlingame getting in some action there.
An exciting time of soccer here in our Central Valley with the announcement of a new pro club coming to Fresno, the Fuego and all the energy that's happened here at Chukchansi Park with the PDL team, the women's team, Fresno Freeze. They've only lost 4 games in the last 2 years as a brand new program, and so both our Fuego and Freeze teams really focus again on that local talent, and it just says a lot about all the youth and the systems that are working here and allowing us to be in a position where they find success at the next level.
And success really helps with, everybody getting on board with the team, and it helps with, getting fans in the seats. And so the Fuego coming off a good season, that's only going to help. So, was it the season before last? 6-5-3 in 2015, 6-7-1 in 2014. So Fuego, great season last year. That'll help the excitement. And you're right, the USL team coming.
It's good for the whole community, from the grassroots up. And, everybody has talked to us about how is it going to affect Fuego? How's it going to affect Fuego? Well, we really have to look at the landscape of how it's going to work out and how we work with the USL club, because ultimately the USL investors have come to us and they've talked and they've been very respectful and, want to make sure that we're creating a healthy soccer community. And when you look at the different layers of soccer in our country, it's actually a great complementary piece to where this community needs to go. So you have the PDL team that's an amateur team full of local players and collegiate athletes that are trying to get pro contracts, and to have a USL team in our backyard really creates hopefully a system where that pro team is looking at our players for potential contracts for them to move on. What better place for them to move on to than right here in Fresno?
Right to your next door neighbor. And I think a lot of people were looking at this USL team coming in as maybe somebody to step on our toes, or to step on the Fuego's toes, and then the Fuego would take a back seat, steal their fans or whatnot. And I think people had a couple questions in that regard.
Yeah, and ultimately there's going to be two teams in the same market, and there's going to be those challenges, no question. But at the same time, we have to understand that in order for our community to grow in the game, we need professional soccer here. And if I'm a part of the Fuego ownership, and it's been nothing but a blessing to be a part of this organization, and we want to stay here. There's no reason why Fuego has to go anywhere. We're here to stay. We're here to be a part of this community, and we want to complement the USL team. So we have to manage how we're going to operate the team if there's a pro team in town, and more fans go to that, which is expected, and how we create our business model to make it work. At the end of the day, we're here to put on a good show, create family entertainment, give a platform for these local players to move on to the next level, win a national championship at our respective level, and all those things can still be accomplished.
Right. And I think Fuego, they've developed their own brand. The Fire Squad will still be around to support the Fuego. And, amateur soccer is still going to have its level. It's, like you said it perfectly well early in the broadcast. There's just 2 different levels, so there's still room for 2 different teams.
Yeah, and at the USL level, there's not always as much blend of community players, guys that grew up in the grassroots of our own community, and so that's almost a place where Fuego can maintain its roots. They're still going to look to those local players to be a part of things. You're always going to have the families and the fans that know these kids from a youth level moving up through the ranks and be supportive of it. It may not be 5,000 fans like we have now, but it could be 2,000 fans, and we have to adjust our business model to make sure that it works. And I think that's possible. I mean, the last thing we want to do is create a divide in our soccer community. What we want to do is find a collaboration so that the soccer community grows together, and it's a situation where everybody is benefiting, from the kids, the youth in our community, to the PDL level, and ultimately that USL level. Everybody needs to embrace that as our team, a local team that you get behind, you support, so we find sustainability, you be a season ticket holder, and we have a good time.
I think you said it right. It's for the community. It's for the players. Not looking at it so selfishly and close-minded in the fact that, you know, this is my team. I want this. Only want this team. But now a new team comes in. You know, like a marriage. Like if both sides look at it with the same view, it could work.
It is absolutely going to be a wonderful collaboration. I see, you know, both sides of the ownership groups are working together to create a healthy community, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. This community deserves professional soccer, and the Fresno Fuego are here to complement that vision.
Fresno deserves professional something. We've had our fair share of amateur baseball, amateur whatever have you, but something professional I think we deserve, and soccer could be that sport.
I think this community is going to thrive with professional soccer here. You know, the PDL provides 7 home games in a league season. Obviously, if we have playoffs, we get more. This year, we're an Open Cup team, so there'll be a few more games. But at the end of the day, this is a community of diversity, and there are so many people here that love the game. And I think that you bring USL soccer, you still, you know, that's 16 to 20 games every year, and you have the PDL team playing another 7 to 10 games, and this community can work with 30 games in a year. There's no question.
I think absolutely you're right. And there you go. You heard it straight from the GM, Jeremy Schultz. So if you had any questions about whether or not this USL team and Fresno Fuego can work, I think it can. And you are committed, and it sounds like you're committed to making it happen too, Liz.
Absolutely. I think that this is a community that's thriving with soccer, and it's only going to grow.
Second half underway. The team's finally out of the locker rooms. Boy, they wanted to stay in there at the beginning of the first half, and they were trying to stay in there again right now. So
let's see if the Fuego come out on fire like they did in the first half and score a couple goals here early. I don't see any changes for the Fuego.
I was just looking at the same thing. You're right. All 11 starters are still in. I'm trying to see if Burlingame had any changes in their lineup. I do see one. Tristan Riley, number 20, is now in for the Burlingame Dragons. And here is Riley. Across to Diego Lopez. He lets it go. Gabe Silvera with the shot, and Augie will just let it go.
Again, the Dragons get to that inline, cut the ball back, but that final shot on goal just not good enough.
At your nearest grocery store at Navy Recipes. Also, don't forget the best tasting El Mexicano drinkable yogurt or smoothie for your convenient breakfast on the go.
And I believe number 6, Glenn Gomez, is the man that took a seat for Riley. And they're going to get Milton for putting an elbow in the back of Riley. Milton pleading his case. Ref says play on. Eddie Tavares. He's got Tony Torres. Torres right foot deflected out by the Dragons, and it'll be a corner for the Fuego.
quick transition there. They found Etty. They know that Etty's got speed and can get in behind. Etty plays a little ball into Tony. First time the defender gets a deflection.
Ben Simon, the man that deflected it. On our roster, he was a substitute, but he was in the game fairly early. So Chiva on the corner kick. Tavares lobs it in. Left foot. And a whistle that's going to go against Fresno.
Renato came down pretty hard on his elbow there. It's a good way to dislocate your shoulder.
That didn't look good at all.
Got a shot of David Holford there, our certified trainer. Works with us. He's also the lead trainer out at McLean High School here in Fresno Unified.
Looking on Renato's lower back. He's up and walking. That's a good sign. There's so much congestion inside the box on those opportunities. And it looks as if we got a keeper change for the Dragons. Mitch North is in at the net, so Timoteo Ariano is out. Here's Gabe Silvera, trips on his own feet. And Silvera had something working before he took a spill. Got another chance here, this one out of bounds.
Silvera's a good player. I remember him from the 2016 season, and was dangerous. He seemed to play more out of the midfield, if I remember correctly, in 2016. Looks like they pushed him a line higher this year.
The captain, Kangarata. The official theory of the Fresno Fuego.
A lot more aggressive passes up to Eddie Tavares that I've seen. That was a little bit different in last year.
Yeah, Cheney was more of a true 9 where, oh, Eddie got him behind here.
Give and go. Left foot from Tavares. Cuevas was looking to do something with it. And the Dragons end up with possession.
Good long ball. Elijah does well.
Oh, a push in the back, and that will get a whistle. Silvera can do nothing but smile, but he knew it. I think he's got Martin by 10 or 15 pounds easily or so, but still smiling about it as Silvera.
Martin had himself in good position, though. We talked about it a little earlier. He's tough to knock off the ball because he's got such a low center of gravity.
Ooh, nifty footwork by Torres. little too rough.
Nice little battle brewing between Elijah Martin and Gabe Silvera there.
We won't know this for a couple more matches, but you know how much of this first 53 minutes of this season is how much is Burlingame taking a step back, or how much is Fresno still that 10-3 team from last season?
Offside, still put it over the bar.
Offside.
It's a good question. You know, I mean, obviously you don't really get to gauge exactly where your team is until you step into league play and start competing. So, you know, I'm sure Burlingame's going to get better as the year moves on. They're going to get more players from the Bay Area colleges that are in their backyard, and players are going to come in. And you know, we still have some guys that are going to be here as well. We had Elliot Othmani that came out of Rider University, who just flew in tonight at 4:39. You know, we picked him up and brought him in so he could watch the match. And you know, we've got a few guys coming in. I'm sure Burlingame does. And you know, that's the tough part about this league, is finding the chemistry and have depth, because everybody wants to play, but only 18 guys can make that game day roster. Obviously, only 11 step on the field at once, and it's managing those personalities and managing these athletes so that everybody stays the course and stays committed to the vision of what your organization has.
You see the front line of Fresno just being tenacious.
Bruno's pace got him back in the play. He was beaten there. Chiva.
Oh, ahead
Betty.
to Taveras. Taveras working left foot, deflected over the bar. And I think Fresno's got themselves a corner. Yes, they do.
He'd be hungry to get at the goal. He's not going to want to go back to the locker room and listen to Chiva and Milton talk about their goal if he doesn't have one of his own.
He is dangerous inside of that box one-on-one. Corner in, deflected, and cleared by the Dragons.
It's Crazy Bread Coupon Pizza Time from Little Caesars Pizza. Section 120. You get those coupons tonight. Congratulations, Section 120. They'll be with you in just a moment.
That was a good idea from Burlingame.
Playing with a little more purpose this half and trying to find some penetrating balls in between those two center backs of the Fuego.
Looks like we have a substitution for the Fuego. Joao De Rosa set to come in.
Substitution for the Fuego coming on the pitch. Number 3. Joao De Rosa coming off as number 5. Abraham Campos.
And it'll be Abraham Campos coming out.
Like
Cuevas. Oh, just above the crossbar.
Ball was dipping. You could see from our angle here.
If the net was about 3 feet back, that might have had a chance.
Including horns, t-shirts, game-worn jerseys, and scarves. Correction on the substitution. Number 15 is coming off the pitch. Ronaldo Bustamante.
It is not Campos. It is Bustamante.
Number 5, Abraham Campos.
He might still be dealing with a little back pain after that spill.
Joao's coming in. He's from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Plays at the local university, Fresno Pacific. Played with us last year a bit as well. He's a creative player. Interesting to see what he adds to the game here.
One of 8 current or former Fresno Pacific players on this squad.
Yeah, it's always been a place where we.
Fuego won a handball, but the ref says play on.
Always been a place, Fresno Pacific, where we found a good nucleus of players, a good core that we build off of. Jaime Ramirez out the program there, does a great job. He was actually the very first Fresno Fuego coach, Jaime Ramirez.
You're right.
Back in 2003, he led the team through 2007 for the first 4 years of the franchise.
Brennan Castro and Milton Blanco going at it together. Blanco's not one to shy away from contact, that's for sure. Burlingame's been a lot more confident and a lot better at their touches, or in their touch in general in this second half.
Yeah, the second half they've shown us a little more of what they can do.
I can only imagine what's being said on the field as far as trash talk, knowing these teams playing 8 days with a score like this if it remains.
Yeah, they match back up Sunday at Burlingame High School up in the Bay Area. So
nice pass going wide, left foot just too high.
Very similar to Jose Cuevas' goal in the first half. Cuts the ball in and finds the far post. He's obviously on the other side of the pitch. Tried to bend it with his left foot. Didn't happen.
Hector Herrera set to check in for the Dragons.
We're passionate about soccer. We encourage teamwork. Bimbo thanks you for your presence and support of Fresno Fuego team. Enjoy our delicious products that are always baked with love. Bimbo.
Coming off is Ryan Onizuna. Mitch North hasn't really been tested yet in the second half.
Trevor's called on a foul there. Trevor Spurgeon, about 25 yards out. Could be a dangerous spot. Burlingame could put something on goal here.
I'll tell you what, Milton Blanco's waiting for a haircut of the week, though. Pretty nifty. Not a whole lot going on there. We're really our first chance at a set piece of the evening, outside of a corner kick.
Hector Herrera, who just stepped onto the field, looks like he's the one lining up to have a go.
Hector wants the goal just high. We went for all the marbles.
Yeah, I can jump over.
Can't beat it. Hustling and then called for the foul. Blanco starting some controversy. Second half has really taken on a slower pace in the first half.
Yeah, it's going to happen sometimes when you got a 3-0 lead. Fuego probably doesn't have quite as much urgency. A little dangerous.
A couple Dragons falling down inside the box, but no whistle. And this time Blanco earns a whistle in his favor.
Didn't notice that flashy hairstyle that Blanco had on until you said something.
That's some good artwork.
Got no substitution. Looks like Cuevas coming off. Not going to have a chance to get the hat trick now. Ends with a brace.
Number 12, Jose Cuevas.
Got Diego Casillas coming 19, in.
Diego Casillas.
Diego's another pacey, crafty player out of Tulare, California in the South Valley.
Another one of those local kids. One of those 13 newcomers this season.
He was part of the Red Bull Neymar 5 Challenge winners out of this area last year and got a trip to Miami and then into Brazil. They won the whole U.S. tournament, him and his friends out of the South Valley.
A lot of physicality out there right now.
Hit that
off the side of his foot. Hector Herrera, benefit of that one.
Trevor played it into his left foot. That's Augie's weaker foot. He wasn't able to get a hold of it.
I think Augie will just pick it up next time.
Yeah, if it's played back by our own team, you can't
pick it up. You're right, but we're
shot at Joe Cannon there, Burlingame head coach. San Jose Earthquakes Hall of Fame goalkeeper.
That's right, he is a Hall of Famer of the San Jose Earthquakes. You said you played with him, right?
I did for a short period of time in the A-League many years ago for the California Jaguars. He was in between contracts and played with the Jaguars for a short time. Dan Tobias. He was our Central Coast Roadrunners PDL coach who got the job with the Jaguars and brought a few of us with him.
For 2017. Let's grow together. For City and Club, Fresno Fuego.
Joe's represented our U.S. national team in the between the pipes as well.
Substitution for the Dragons. Coming on the pitch, number 8. Nelson Blanco.
Eddie Nelson Blanco coming in for the Dragons. So that's 4 bench players in for Burlingame. Sergey Noose, a slap to the head and then a push. And boy, the physicality has stepped up a notch. Motion's now starting to show.
Getting a little chill in the stadium now.
Yeah,
breeze coming through.
It's a much different second half than the first, I'll tell you.
It's perfect weather for our Fresno Fuego scarves. Everybody brings them for the summer heat as well.
I know, and I love it.
It's more of an identity thing.
It is. 100 degrees and scarves all over the place. Sergey, big right foot. Sergey wanted offsides, not going to get it. Fuego, though, able to rebound. Not sure what Eddie Nelson Blanco was doing on that possession, but he kind of just stopped and gave up on the ball.
Yeah, he knew he was in an offside position, but it's a bit of controversy there because he really interfered with the play and allowed his other player to get in, and he wasn't starting in an offside position, so created a little bit of confusion there.
Diego Lopez trying to go to work.
Stayed in play.
Yeah, heck of a job. Boy, Tavares just able to get position so easily. Jorge Herrera didn't put up much of a fight on that. Well, if you're a Fuego player and fan, I think you got to feel confident heading into Wednesday's Open Cup match against La Maquina.
La Maquina's a good club. You know, they went all the way to the 4th round in last year's Open Cup and lost to the LA Galaxy MLS team in overtime. Bit of controversy actually in the regulation goal that the Galaxy scored on a set piece. La Maquina's player was down and everybody was standing, and Galaxy played quickly as is normal, and scored on an easy goal and ended up it being tied 1-1 and going into overtime.
Nifty move there from Spurgeon. I think 70 minutes into this 2017 season, a few questions have been answered for the Fuego. No Christian Chaney, but I think you're seeing what you were going to get from a lot of the returners. I think Eddie Tavares and Jose Cuevas can provide some good offense at times.
For the most updated information on Fresno County events and attractions, be sure to visit playfresno.org and see what's happening in Fresno County on the featured events calendar. Looking for somewhere to eat after the game? Looking for a way to fill tomorrow with fun? Find everything from places to stay, dine, shop, and of course, play. We have it all. Play Fresno.
Nasty spill there for Joao DeRosa. Eddie Tavares, left foot. He can't believe it. Just a bit wide.
Almost had some spin or something on it there. Just set. Oh yeah, look at the spin on the ball there.
Yep.
Came right back to him. I don't think even he was expecting it.
Mitch North unsure how to play it with the spin on the ball. And Eddie Tavares was almost about to get that goal. Tavares ahead to Diego Casillas, but North has it.
Elijah's done well at the right back position tonight. Defending's been really fundamental.
Outstanding pass there. Blanco looking ahead to Tony Torres. Torres deflected.
Betty's claiming for a handball. Wow, ambitious with the first time volley there.
I wonder if we have a replay of that. I didn't see much of a handball. Well, it was a little bit before that. You're right, Eddie put his hands on his head. He couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
he was in disbelief.
Showing up big for your team means you have to have the hunger to win. The same kind of hunger is needed to take on the jumbo flavor of the Jumbo Jack. So bring your hunger and your stretchy pants and get ready for a Jumbo-licious burger Shack in a Box.
Back heel flip from Eddie. We've seen our share of flash tonight. Pass right to Milton. Too many defenders around, though. Looking for Casillas.
Abraham beat a couple guys on the dribble, but touch was just a little heavy into Diego.
Eddie Nelson Blanco called for the whistle. Burlingame just looks a little bit overmatched in this one.
He was frustrated. Elijah got the ball off of him.
I think you're right on that. Martin to Torres.
A cheeky little touch by Joao. Joao De Rosa.
Solid organization, though.
Hot and ready pepperoni pizza. Coming all day and every day. It's hot and fresh out of the oven. Ready when you are. On Palm and McKinley and Jensen and Highway 99. Now serving the deep dish pizza for only $8. Pizza, pizza.
You wonder at this point if Fuego players are warming up just to stay warm, or if they might be coming in.
Yeah, I'd assume Swashka's going to give a couple more guys some minutes. Touch.
Milton ahead, looking for Casillas. Casillas just takes it. Eddie, offsides.
Flag is up. Offside. Fuego.
Well, should this score hold up, another 15 minutes or so to go. Augie looking at another clean sheet, perhaps. Torres. Right foot in. Oh, just wide.
Took a little deflection there, but Tony has a great look at the goal. Strikes it well, looking for that far post.
That was deflected by North. That was definitely on target.
That was a good save.
That was on target.
Team captain, number 10, Milton Blanco, to take the corner.
Blanco with a corner kick. post. Left foot. Casilla! Got it! Diego Casilla! Dale! Fuego! La 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 la! 4-0 Fresno.
He got a hold of that one. It popped up on him, a half volley, and crushes it in the back of the net.
North can't catch up to it. That had some heat on it.
It's a good way to make your presence when you're coming in off the bench.
Man,
a goal.
In the game for about 12 minutes.
All right, shout out to his wife up there in the stands.
Substitution on the sideline for the Fuego.
What a game for the Fuego. Looking at 3 points. Goal differential looking good too.
The fans were ready for another goal there.
They were just itching for a reason to get excited over there.
Right. Had a substitution in that break too. Carlos Valdivinos, who just joined us, is based out of Lindsay, California, so another Valley player. He's been up at San Jose State University and just stepped on the field.
Blanco on that corner kick opted to just go quickly. It ended up working for the Fuego. Shot on goal, just wide. It's been a night of solid execution. Both sides of the ball for the Fuego. They did.
And another handball. Chimo's debut for the Fresno Fuego.
Beat me to it. I was just about to say it. Gets to make his debut.
Coming on the pitch for the Dragons.
Spanish player. Has been playing over in Clemson University. I think he had 10 shutouts. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe you're right. Yeah, I saw that too. And they got a good program out there, so that's impressive.
Just another situation here where the depth of the Fuego this year really is something that hopefully is going to take them deeper into the playoffs than we were able to get last year. Having two goalkeepers of this, this quality is just going to help this team out tremendously.
Yeah, Augie logged a ton of minutes last season.
Yes, he did. Ben Lundgaard, who also came out last year, another great goalkeeper. He's with the New York Red Bulls. He's 23 this year, so he was a player out of Virginia Tech. The last couple of years, we've had two quality goalkeepers that protect our frame.
Julio Cervantes has come on for the Dragons. He was also substituted in that break. Chimo's almost sends one into the pool up there in the outfield.
Fuego still pressuring high, looking to win the ball.
Won most of the 50-50 balls tonight.
It's good. It's a good sign to see them hungry and really anticipating, looking to clean things up. And once they get the ball, they were attempting to play. They were trying to keep it, play through the midfield, find their dangerous guys. And for the most part, I think Coach Zwaszka has to be pretty happy with the boys this evening.
And this Burlingame squad is very youthful and young, and they're finding out what a solid, good core group of a good team is. I'll tell you what.
This Southwest Conference is going to be no joke this year. With all the California-based teams. I mean, we played Ventura 3 times this year, which is a rival from the past that is a very good club. Ranveer Shergill out there runs a great program, has good players. Golden State Force, they won last night, I believe 4-0. That was a good start for them. BYU actually, I think, beat Tucson last night 3-0.
Yes, they did.
Ventura, I think, beat San Francisco City.
Tucson, runner-up to the eventual champions last year in the championship.
Yeah, lost to Calgary in the Western Final. It's going to be a tough conference. These points are extremely important to come out of the gates. Get 3 points and stay focused on the next task at hand.
Well, you and this team are going to be pretty busy for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope Wednesday's game goes well for the boys, and they have a chance to host Phoenix Rising of the USL on May 17th. But got to get through the first opponent first in order to look that far ahead.
So that's 2 home games. That's possible.
Yeah. Wednesday, May 10th, we're kicking off here at 7 o'clock.
Jack in the Box is the presenting sponsor of the 2017 Fresno Fuego Save the Game. Showing up big for your team means you have a
Step by Trevor Spurgeon there to win the ball back. Puts his team in a good spot to go forward.
Boy, up 4-0 in the 85th minute. Still fighting.
Save the game from Jack in the Box goes to Eddie Ray at the 11:24-minute mark of the first half.
Back to Tavares, right hand off the elbow.
Looking for the handball again.
Boy, referee's not really apt to call it in the box unless it is 100% clear.
Substitutions on the sideline from the Fuego. Coming on the pitch.
Alex Colwell.
Alex Colwell. And number 25.
So one of the only newcomers that's been on the 18-man roster tonight is Riley McGovern that we have not seen.
And number 10.
Riley's got USL experience as well. Played out of the RSL Monarchs program out in Utah.
That's Anthony Velarde next to Colwell.
Colwell going to play up top. He's typically a center back. As a youth player, now going back, I know many of these kids. So Colwell's based out of Fresno, California. Played for Bullard High School. Played in the California Odyssey Development Program a few years back. And he was a striker for the first few years. And then he got moved to center back. It looks like he's getting some striker time again. And Velarde, who also stepped on, he's based out of Reedley, California.
So we've got Lindsay, Tulare, Reedley, Fresno in the house all
Selma
tonight. Selma, Farmersville. Valley is representing tonight.
Campos, our number 5s from Visalia. So All over the valley, we got representation on this Fuego roster. The man who scored 2 goals, the brace from Farmersville, Chiva.
Yep. Now Colwell, who just checked in, he's coming off an injury. They took a nasty spill last year. I believe it was against the Mobsters.
Yeah, it was against the Mobsters. He actually tore his ACL, so he's been out almost a full year recovering. He's recovered really well. One of our partners with the club, Physio Motion, Jason Gray over there, took great care of him, and he's come back. He looks strong. He's looked good in training, and I think he's going to be a real impact for the team this year.
He was playing very well last season before he went down. As we've got a spill and a Fuego player on the ground.
Diego Casillas, the most recent goal scorer.
You are right.
El Mexicano Fuego game MVP is
maybe a knee to the back.
Jose Cuevas with 2 goals this evening.
'90th minute. This one almost all but wrapped up.
See how they finish this thing.
Maybe one last final effort here. Martin. With some nice touches. Velarde left foot. Just wide.
Just bends it wide.
We're now in stoppage time. 1 minute. 1 minute stoppage time.
And just 1 minute of stoppage time.
Hard to believe Fresno was about 100 degrees about 2 days ago.
Boy, we had 3 straight days of high temperature weather and back down to near possible rain.
An interesting year of weather.
And here's Diego Casillas, but Mitch North gets there first. Looking ahead, Colwell. And that is your final whistle and a 4-0 victory. Burlingame 5-2-1 now leads this series, but an impressive showing for the Fuego nonetheless. If you're a fan or supporter, you can have fun and feel good tonight. This Fuego team looks pretty solid.
Yeah, I think it's a confidence builder for the boys and Coach Zwaszka and his staff to come out and be able to get a result like this on the first night out of the 2017 season. 4-0 is not easy to do in this league, especially against a team like this, and I think the boys are going to be pretty happy with this result.
So back at it right here Wednesday, La Maquina in the U.S. Open Cup, and then a couple days after that, these same Burlingame Dragons, but this time at Burlingame. So Fresno with a couple league games right off the bat, but a lot of confidence.
Got a home and away against these guys, so I'm sure they're going to come out with some revenge next Sunday, the 14th, over at their place, and their fans are going to be out there and making sure that they know they're behind their team. And so it's a different environment to play in, and hopefully the boys stay focused. We got to get through Wednesday night's game against La Maquina in the Open Cup and deal with that. Hopefully get a result. Keep this thing rolling. You know, it's a good way to start your season.
Boy, a lot of the newcomers look good. Joey Cuevas, Chiva, a couple of goals. Man, he looked solid. Eddie Tavares, I like what I saw out of him. I mean, you got to feel confident in this squad. Things are looking up for the Fuego. Good start to the season and a big, big 3 points. Folks, we thank you for watching. For everyone here at CMAC, myself, and Jeremy, so long. We'll see you Wednesday night right here at the Chuck. Good night, everybody.
Support for this program is provided in part by Marquez Brothers El Mexicano brand, Bimbo, Toyota, and Clovis Junior Soccer League. Support for this program is provided in part by Marquez Brothers El Mexicano brand, Bimbo, Toyota, and Clovis Junior Soccer League.